All right, guys, here with Donny Schatz, Hard Knox Night at the Knoxville Nationals. I know how hard this event is to qualify into Saturday, but how many times have you raced on Friday?
This will be the first one.
Really? This is the first one?
Yeah, we were in the B main one year and locked into the first so many rows, and then the rest of the years we were locked in from prelim night. So this is a first for me.
Where does that take your approach then for tonight, having not ran this event before?
It's no different, really. I mean, we don't approach the Nationals any different than any other race. I mean, every time we get on the racetrack, we try to go out and qualify good. We try to, run forward in our heat race and get the best finish every time we get to the racetrack. So the approach doesn't really take any different. It's just there's probably a little more pressure on everybody tonight. Trying to get locked into that show in the top four, even though that's what your goal is. I think it puts a little more pressure on everybody.
Felt like the track Wednesday probably dropped off in qualifying around the 12-14 car mark, and maybe a couple more cars the next night. You got a really good draw spot here, but what do you make of how fast the track is falling off in qualifying?
Well, you can look at, there was a car last night that went 3.5 tenths quicker than everybody else, which is kind of odd here. The first night we went out late, but we weren't any good. We weren't really adjusted to the conditions for what we were on. We were when we hot lapped, which was in the 15.3s, and then hot lapped over 16 seconds, or qualified over 16. So, we weren't any good anyway. But it doesn't help to go out that late. But there's guys that made decent runs that were around us. I mean, Gio ended up 11th, and he was probably 10 or 12 cars in front of us. So, obviously that was an ideal spot to be in. But I think you've seen it was a little different last night. I think it started out a little bit slower last night. So it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it other than hopefully not draw a bad number.
Well, I left the softball question for the last one, but how badass does this car look?
Well, it's there's a lot of bling. It needs a little zing, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, it definitely looks good. It looks the part. Now it's time to catch up with the looks with the speed.
It'll look a lot better in Victory Lane if you can make it there tonight. Tune in on Dirt Vision, $40 pay-per-view, and we'll be with you covering it all night here at Always Race Day.